Hey y'all, how's it going? I'm trading the ES futures on a 2000 tick chart with a 21 EMA. So I've got the overnight high up here and the overnight low down here. These are our key levels for the day. I started trading at 8 Central Time, which is this area right here, as we were forming that swing. And when we pushed up and formed that swing, it's pretty clear that that's our overnight low. And so when we push up here, this reversal pattern, you can see that there's a to the tick failed second entry right there. And there's a reason I don't like that. So you see how we have this down measured move still in play? Because of that, I would want to see a stronger reversal pattern. As you can see, we have that first entry short, second entry short to the tick right there. And so, that's a to the tick failed second entry. But you see how I have this this trend drawn up right here? Even though to the tick there's a failed second entry, to me, I just view this whole thing that's inside of this trend as one leg up. And so I would want to see two legs pushing out of this structure right here before entering long, because the way I view this is really just uptrend, break, and then entry on first attempt at a new high. And I want to be entering on the second attempt at a new high, which would of course form a good looking failed second entry. So it's just, we could easily make another attempt to reach this measured move down here. You'll get two legs downs before reversing, but oftentimes you'll get a measured move in play. You'll get downtrend, break, first attempt lower, second attempt lower to reach that measured move. And so because of that, I just wanted to see a significant attempt lower here, which, I would like to see that with two clear legs forming a larger, bigger attempt for this measured move. So anyway, that's why I didn't like that right there. It's just, I wish it was a stronger reversal, a stronger pattern. So anyway, we push up here, we continue higher, we get another leg up, and here we get these two legs back to the EMA. It ends up pushing through the EMA. It meets the measured move, but I did not want to enter long off this because it's not off of any support and it just rushed below the EMA. And so I wasn't going to take this measured move met as enough. Once again, after two legs, it's common to get a reversal. You just got two legs up right here, and then you're immediately pushing below the EMA, closing below. So that's not a sign that you're continuing higher here. And then it does struggle quite a bit. It goes very sideways. And so I didn't like this higher low either. Once it's closing above, it's just completely sideways. It's basically a doji right there. And then of course, by the time you get this, it's just sideways. So I do not like that, but you can tell that on a bigger picture, these two legs right there are really one leg, and you can draw that out, and you can clearly see that we're making a second larger leg up here. So price action levels get bigger as more time goes on. It can be hard to spot price action levels getting larger, but clearly we have those two legs up here. And so at this point, with these two legs down, on a big picture, that really is just one leg down. You can tell it's pretty thin right there. And so I want to go over something very carefully here, just because it could be confusing for new people. So you have two legs down, right? Now we know that after two legs down, it's common to get a reversal. And so we push up, we formed a reversal after these two legs down. However, as we make this reversal higher, of course, more price action is forming, and as more price action forms, price action levels get bigger. And so now we have to look for this right here. We have to look for this larger pattern. Now this trend line that I'm drawing here, it didn't hold a third time. I'm drawing it for the visual. But we can tell that we have this downtrend break, first attempt lower right here, and then as we push lower here, we can tell that's our second attempt lower. So downtrend break, first attempt lower, second attempt lower, which of course has to do with this trade right here. And so after we had these two legs higher here, and of course in between the two legs higher, we have this break right here, which acts as the first attempt lower for that downtrend. We rushed below the EMA, and so the people who tried to go long right here got trapped because they're trying to buy the breakout of this fade, but they're doing it at a really terrible place because, one, not only is it just a first entry, that's not even the main concern. The main concern is that we just had two legs up and then he rushed below the EMA. That's just indicative of a reversal. Plus, they're entering the opposite direction of the second attempt at a new low for this downtrend. So downtrend, break, like I said, first attempt lower, second attempt lower. They're entering against that below the EMA after a strong push down. And so, that's just very low probability. But then here we clearly get a trap entry. It ticks higher, a couple ticks higher than the green bar trying to fade, and then we just rush below and close near the low. So this is clearly trapping. This is clearly running stops right here. That's why I like this trade. And so we push lower here, getting out before this resistance down here, 1-to-1. Also, if you measure this first leg and then drag it over to this, it is within the measured move. So we push on lower here. We don't quite reach the overnight low at first. We bounce, get this lower high. It's not off of the EMA though, so we can't take that. But we push lower here. We reach the overnight low. We start to get choppy around it. We start pushing higher. It kind of rejects the EMA. I don't like going long here because, you know, it's kind of just going sideways, just rejected the EMA. I'd like to see it actually push above and hold. At this point right here, you basically just have two small legs up, you know, and it's not very bullish. And so we do push up here though. I would have liked to see a push up, like a sharp push above, so that way we can get two clear legs back holding on the EMA. But we kind of just continued up in this trend right here. And, you know, we get this first entry here, and then we get this unclear, you know, first entry there. And, you know, eventually we break. So now we have this uptrend break. We attempt a new high. We make that new high. And then, which I almost forgot to mention, so I draw this like this at first, and it was off of this break right here. You know, this break of this uptrend happened right after this overshoot and bounce off the trend line. I don't like going short there because, one, there's just no room to the other end of the trend line. But so after we have this break in new high, it breaks this larger green downtrend line, and then we push lower here. You don't want to enter in this right here. It's just a mess. You're entering right into that line, and it really is just a messy area. And so we push lower here. We kind of chop around. At this point, you can tell why we're chopping. We're chopping between these lows and this green line right here. You can tell with that rejection. So it's just a mess. You want to avoid this. We are in this downtrend right here. These lows are fitting pretty well. We have this downtrend break. We have a couple attempts at a new low. And then, of course, we formed this second range underneath that other range. The EMA is straight down. Now, at this point, I still avoided all these trades because even though we formed a double bottom and it looks pretty clear with the downtrend break, two legs at a new low, the EMA is straight down. You know, this trend right here could easily be a little bit wider as more price action forms. So I avoided going long right there. You would have barely gotten out anyway. It's just not an ideal area. And so then we continue sideways a bit. Then eventually we reach this triple test right here. We form this triple test, and then that's when we finally rocket off. And then I drew this before we even had this push lower here. I posted this on the website, this possible F2E that's forming. And so what I'd like to see at this point is something like this. We have the push up. Let me just get this drawn out. There we go. If we can get a clear entry like this, you know, two measured legs back, failed second entry, I can't foresee how the EMA will look. It looks like it might be closing below the EMA in this case if we get a measured leg like that. But we could get a decent bar spiking back above. So we'll see how this failed second entry turns out. Which, I mean, it's not even a failed second entry yet. It could end up just pushing higher, but I'd like to see it form a failed second entry. That's the most ideal trade in this area. You know, especially coming off the overnight lows with a triple test. I mean, we can really expect a reversal here, so I'd love to see a big picture reversal pattern. I kind of forgot where I was, though. Where was I specifically? Oh, that's right. I was just talking about this. So here, you know, we got this higher low right here. Of course, that's not enough. This is basically just part of the same leg up. Once again, I would want to see a nice failed second entry in this area here, which we could be forming pretty soon. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope it helped out in some way, and I really hope you enjoyed it. And thanks for watching. See you next time.